Welcome back to another exciting episode of The Nameless Show. My name's Lance.
And I'm Nathan.
And today's episode is brought to you by the letter S, as in stuff you shouldn't do when you're asking a girl out.
Exactly by that letter.
I thought that we should expand on last week when we were asked how to ask a girl out. So there's a few things that you shouldn't do, obviously, like pursue multiple girls at the same time if you're trying to focus on one. Try and go back and forth between girls, or go
Switch
one
them
girl,
off, yeah.
Switch them off, or go one right after the other. Like ask one girl out and then ask the next one out the next day, or that. Give some time between.
Like 2 days.
No, I'd say longer. For me, I usually
2.5.
I usually wait 2 or 3 weeks between the time that I ask a girl. Yeah,
Man, you go hard.
well, I go.
I don't know if I could do that.
I usually
Weeks? I feel like that's actually kind of short.
Well,
you serious?
Maybe a month.
Maybe a month. Man, you move fast.
Well, I try and spread it out so it's not like, hey, I'm going after this girl. Why are you not going after this girl?
I kind of try to ask girls out like every 6 or 7 years. I'll ask a girl out.
When's the last time you were on a date?
3 years ago. No, actually, that's not true. I think it was probably a couple weeks ago.
It's been over half a year for me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I was being facetious. I actually don't go on dates. I don't like girls, so.
So anyways, Nathan and I were talking about what today's episode was going to be on, and we came up with this idea where we're going to post a message on one of our Facebooks.
I posted a message on my Facebook. But first of all, I just wanted everyone to notice that I'm healed. I'm no longer a cripple. Actually, I just lost my sling.
Oh, yeah, and check this out. Short hair.
Check this out.
Wow, thank you. Well, I shaved this the same time we did this, and this has grown out faster than this.
Science, bro.
Feels like.
Can't explain it. All right, so I posted this Facebook status because I wanted to get some content for our vlog, and I just didn't know what to put. So I wrote, guys, I need your help. If I want to ask a girl out, what are some bad things to do or say? # please help. And I got a lot of interesting responses. Most people didn't even read the status, right? They just kind of assumed that I wanted good advice.
Or that you're in need of help. Like, yeah, I want to ask a girl out. What should I do?
Yeah, several people private messaged me and were like, bro, I can help you. I know you struggle with this. And I'm like, no, I don't really. But it was a joke.
So go through there, pick a few, and we'll talk about them.
All right, so I have a couple.
I actually haven't read any of these. I've been fairly busy since he posted this.
Well, there's a lot of random stuff on this status. People seriously didn't read it. But there's a couple ones that were pretty good. One girl said, you shouldn't say, you remind me of my mother on your date. And then she also commented, you also shouldn't say, you remind me of my grandmother, which seems a little bit worse.
Well, I know when a girl goes after a guy, sometimes if the guy looks more like her father, she's more prone to go after him.
That's not science.
But I've also heard it the other way around, where if you're interested in a girl, take a look at her mom, and then you'll have a picture of what she may look like in so many years.
Well, on that note, one of the comments on this was pretty hilarious. If I can find it. Oh, where is it? This is. It's here somewhere.
He's scrolling through the
I just have
comments.
I have hundreds of comments.
I think I noticed there's something like 20 or something.
20,000. I'm super famous on Facebook.
Well, it's
not loading, but
I think it has something to do with weight. I think
it said you shouldn't ask her how much her mom weighs because you want to know what you're getting into. But it was worded more in a funny way.
It's kind of the same idea. Look at the mother, you'll find out what the dog's going to be like.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
I think physically or in all ways do you look at her?
In all ways.
Because everyone's going to be exactly like their mom?
I think you shouldn't ask, do you go Dutch?
What does that mean?
That means you split the bill. You go out for dinner, you have a nice dinner,
Dutch?
And you split the bill out then to save money on both parts.
Wait, you don't ask. You just tell her, hey, here's your half of the bill, right? That's what you're supposed to do, right?
No, I think you decide we're going to split dinner, or I'm going to pay, or you're going to... If you're going to go out with a girl, plan to pay.
What if you're poor?
If you're poor, then that's a different story. But if you're poor, you probably shouldn't be asking the girl out in the first place.
So poor people just can't have love lives? Is that what you're saying?
No, poor people can, but I would say budget it so you're not. If you're interested, you go out when you can, but don't go out too much.
What if you're like too poor to ever go out?
Well, then, my friend, you need a job.
What if you have your job and you're supporting your 27 kids?
Or your 20-something cats.
Or 20-something cats. Or just yourself, you know?
Well, at that point, there's a level of understanding where they have to understand that.
So you can.
You can, but it's not recommended.
What if you ask her to pay? Because you're poor. Can you do that?
I think it's not recommended at that point.
Who's the one who recommends these things?
Old people.
Old people.
Actually,
we're basing our relationships off of what old people do.
I only went halfway through the article that you sent me. But Nathan read this really good article on courtship versus dating. And I've only read like a quarter. We're doing laundry the other day.
Pretty big article.
It's pretty big. I only read a quarter through it. But they had some good points in there, like the purpose of courting. And I think purpose of courting versus purpose of dating is about the same.
I got a notey.
Both are to pursue marriage.
There was a lot of things talking about like the semantics of the words and all that. It got a little bit lengthy, but it was good.
I did notice the one thing in there that I commented on earlier about not going after so many girls so fast. But in that article, in high school and junior high, they were able to.
You were telling me you could go 2 days before.
No, I said weeks.
1 day.
I said weeks.
Weeks? That's so quick, bro.
No, it's
How do you
actually
move so fast.
It's not that fast. If I'm interested in a girl, I will wait a few weeks between asking out one person and asking out the next person.
That's so crazy.
So it's not a, hey, weren't you interested in so-and-so yesterday?
2 weeks ago. That's moving pretty fast.
It's a, hey, I'm thinking through these relationships before I ask.
Yeah, for 2 weeks.
Well, no, I plan out ahead who I'm going to ask out.
So you have like a schedule of like priority?
No.
So you check off the list. Well, that was, I guess we'll go to number 5. Because options number 1, 2, 3, and 4 didn't work the last couple weeks. So we're going to move down. So you're number 5 on my list. Would you like to go on a date? Does that work?
No, it works more so like depending on who they are, what their background is, and how long I've known them all go into a factor.
I feel like there was a joke from something we said earlier. It's like who they are and what they doing or something like that.
Who's your king?
Who's your king? Just a matter of who's your king?
All right. I am your king, and wait, no. Who is your king and what does he do? Who is your king and what does your tongue look like?
So it's bad to ask a girl how much she weighs? Why? Because someone posted that. I never knew that.
You never knew that? Well, girls don't like to give away their weights.
Why?
Because they're embarrassed. They think they weigh too much when they don't.
All girls think they weigh too much. I have 2 girls in the audience shaking their heads.
No. By the way, how much do you guys weigh? Okay.
We should play like a over that. Oh, all right. That'd actually be really funny to play that. You should do that.
Well, I once did it on my ex. I spied on her weight. And she was really embarrassed on it. And she had the scale she brought out. I'm like, I wonder how much I weigh because I don't own a scale. The only scale I use is at my boss's place. But this is 6-7 years ago or whatever. I go to weigh myself. I'm like, okay, I see how much I weigh. Then I picked her up and stood on the scale and looked down.
Brilliant. So smooth.
So smooth. Just like Keith Stone.
You had to do a little math there, though, probably.
I did have to do a little bit of math. I'm not going to release the figure.
I will not release that number at this time.
It is... Yeah.
So one of the comments was, don't tell her how many boyfriends you've had. It's like, I haven't had any boyfriends, but if I had, it would be bad to tell the girl that I'd had lots of boyfriends.
I think it's the same idea of how many girlfriends you've had, too.
Yeah. Wait, why?
Well, you don't want to get into past relationships, so you're in that part of your relationship when you want to talk about the past.
Right.
But you shouldn't ever rip on your exes for any reason whatsoever.
What if you, really hated them, you know?
Same idea. maybe, you know, they did this thing out like was totally wrong, but not
What if
like,
okay, so say what if like one of your exes was like a pirate and she like cut off one of your arms in a sword fight?
Okay,
wait.
That's something different. It's like, so how'd you lose your arm?
Yeah, so
I lost a bet with a pirate.
No, so she asks you, and are you gonna is some random pirate, or are you gonna tell her it was your ex? You know, because like she's gonna ask you about the arm. You're not just gonna get away with the date without getting asked, especially if she's paying.
Maybe that's the kind of story you make this extravagant piece of news. Like, I was running into the building to save the children from the burned building. And when I was running
you
out,
advocate lying on your first date?
No, I don't. But
you just said you did.
But you could make this extravagant story where at the end, and then my ex found me, and she lopped off my arm.
That's not cool, bro.
Thanks for watching.
Don't ask girls out. That's a bad idea.
Yeah. Be sure if you do go for them, just go all the way or don't go at all.
Or every other day, choose a new one. And make sure you have a list of priorities so you know where to rank them, you know?
Thanks for liking, commenting, subscribing, and we'll catch you tomorrow.
On the flip side.
Catch you on the flip side.
On the tomorrow side.